legendary figures who shaped our world. Today, take a look at the laws that govern your country, the rights and liberties you might just take for granted. What if I told you that for hundreds of millions of people, the foundation of their entire legal system was laid down over 200 years ago, not by a philosopher or a king, but by a military general? It's true. We live in a world built by ghosts. Their decisions echo in our courtrooms, their ambitions are carved into the borders on our maps, and their ideas shape the very way we see ourselves. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a few of these titans whose actions, for better or worse, forged the reality we live in. Section 1. The Architect of Modern Law. First up, a man whose name is basically shorthand for conquest, Napoleon Bonaparte. After shooting up from obscurity during the chaos of the French Revolution, his military genius became legendary. He redrew the map of Europe with his armies, building an empire that gave ancient Rome a run for its money. But his longest-lasting conquest wasn't on the battlefield. It was in the law books. Before Napoleon, France was a confusing mess of old feudal rules and local customs. So, he commissioned a team of legal experts to draft a single, unified legal framework, the Napoleonic Code. Published in 1804, this thing was revolutionary. It locked in principles like civil liberty, equality before the law, and the right to private property. For the first time, laws were written clearly, were accessible, and applied to all male citizens equally. This code was so influential that it spread across Europe and beyond. Today, modified versions of it still provide the blueprint for legal systems in dozens of countries, from Italy and Spain to parts of the Middle East, and even in the U.S. state of Louisiana. Napoleon's military empire is long gone, but his legal one is still standing. Section 2. The Unifier of the Steppes. From an empire of law, we travel east to an empire of land, one forged by one of the most feared and misunderstood figures in history, Genghis Khan. Born into a world of constantly warring tribes, he did the unthinkable. Through sheer force of will and brilliant strategy, he united the nomads of the steppe into a single disciplined Mongol nation. The result? The largest contiguous land empire the world has ever seen. Now, the Mongol conquests were often brutal, no question, but their impact was transformative. Genghis Khan and his successors created something called the Pax Mongolica, or Mongol Peace. Under their rule, they secured the failing Silk Road and turned it into the world's most important highway for trade and ideas. For the first time, there was a direct protected link connecting East and West. To encourage trade, the Mongols gave merchants special passports, golden tablets called the paisa, that guaranteed safe passage, and they even offered loans to fund caravans. Because of this, goods like silk and spices flowed west, while technologies like gunpowder and the compass made their way east. Genghis Khan didn't just conquer the world, he connected it, sparking a global network that would forever change history. Section 3. The Spark of a New Understanding. Not all world-shaping moments happen on a battlefield or a trade route. Some unfold quietly in the pages of a book. In 1859, the naturalist Charles Darwin published On the Origin of Species, and in doing so, dropped an idea that would completely flip humanity's understanding of itself on its head. That idea was evolution by natural selection. Darwin proposed that all life on Earth was connected, all of it descended from a common ancestor. He argued that species change over huge stretches of time, driven by a relentless struggle for existence, where traits that help a creature survive get passed down. This was a bombshell for the scientific and religious establishments of his day. It directly challenged the long-held belief that humans were uniquely created and separate from the rest of the animal kingdom. Darwin's theory became the absolute cornerstone of modern biology, giving us a single framework to understand the incredible diversity of life. Its shockwaves are still felt in fields from medicine to psychology, fundamentally shaping how we see our own place in the intricate web of life. Section 4. The Voice of Nonviolence. While some shaped the world with armies and others with ideas, our final figure did it with an unshakable moral will. Mohandas Gandhi, better known as Mahatma, pioneered a whole new way to start a revolution. As a leader in India's struggle for independence from British rule, he championed a radical concept: satyagraha, or truth force. This was a philosophy of nonviolent resistance. Instead of swords and guns, Gandhi's weapons were peaceful protests, civil disobedience, boycotts, and hunger strikes. He showed the world that you could challenge an oppressive regime not with violence, but with moral courage. He organized massive marches and sit-ins, inspiring millions of Indians to defy unfair laws peacefully, even when faced with brutal crackdowns. Gandhi's philosophy turned out to be an incredibly powerful blueprint for change. His methods directly influenced civil rights leaders all over the world, most famously Martin Luther King Jr. in the United States. King called Gandhi's approach the only morally and practically sound method for oppressed people fighting for their freedom. Gandhi proved that one person's profound commitment to justice could ignite a global movement, leaving a legacy that empowers activists to this very day. From the laws we live by to the way we see life itself, our world is woven together by the actions of these legendary figures. Their legacies aren't just stories in a history book, they're the invisible architecture all around us. If looking back helped you see today a little more clearly, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And let us know in the comments below. Which legendary figure do you think shaped our world the most? Thanks for watching.